Now I've finished the engine and got that just back into the chassis. Next step, next project is back to the bodywork, and I'm going to tackle this corner, which I think is going to be quite a challenge. But one of the supports to go onto the chassis is under here. Well, it's not there actually. Where the hole is, maybe about there, I think. So I'm going to try and recreate this in there's three sections of bodywork here. Sort of that inner wing, this section down the side here, and then this front section here. So I'm going to start on the inside and we'll see how we get on. I'm going to try some new techniques. I've just got myself a slap hammer, so see if I can put a gentle, because I've only got hand tools, I don't have an English wheel, so I'm going to practice with that. And I've got my shrink stretcher there, and with those two tools and my dollies, I'll give it a go, see how we get on. By using the slap hammer in the centre of the panel, I've managed to put a slight curve on that. I've got a long way to go though. I don't know if you can actually see. Yeah, you must be able to see that. So now there's a nice curve. I've raised up the centre by thinning the metal. It's stretched the centre. But as I say, I've got a long way to go, so I think I'm going to pull out the shrinker and shrink around the edges and see if I can increase that dome and see where that takes me. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot better result now. So that the shrinker's a lot more aggressive than hammering and thinning the centre out, and you can see probably now that there's quite a bend on that. So I'll do a little bit more and then I'll go back to hammering and see if I can dome up the centre a little more. I've got a nice bit of shape going on here now. I think that's not so bad, but I've not done this before, so I don't know if it's enough. The piece is much bigger than the section that I'm going to repair. So what I'm going to do now, because it curves much more in this direction, I don't know if you can't really see it very clearly on the camera, it curves in both directions, but much more this way. So what I'm going to do now is use this gas cylinder, and I'm going to bend it over the gas cylinder to give that bend, but it'll take some of the bend out this way, but hopefully not all of it. And I should get close to the shape, and then once I've done that, I'll probably trim it down, and then try and put this flange on. So I'm gonna do. I'll bend the flange over on this edge, and then I'm not quite sure which way I go. Probably stretch the flange, which will put the bend back in to this piece. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I'll give it a go and then I'll show you the result. Now trimmed, a lesson learned there. I had quite a big piece before that I cut down, and I realised that as I cut it down, I was cutting out a lot of the shrinking that I did around the edge. So I had to do a little bit more work to kind of just shrink it and get some shape in both directions. But you can see now, if I put the ruler there, that I've managed to achieve a bend in both directions. A lot very subtle. It's quite. Oops, there we go. It's quite subtle there, but that is the shape of the panel. So I've checked it from the inside as well, and that fits quite nicely. So now I've got to cut out the old section, and then work out what I'm going to do here before I weld this back in. I need to. It's a bit of a jigsaw, this one. So. It's a start though, and it's worked out quite well. This section's progressing now. That piece is now in and welded up. Quite I mean, I'm really pleased with that. I don't know if you can see the angles and stuff, but it seems to match in really quite well. I've made a piece for here as well, and also inside I've made a floor plate, and that's the bracket that will reattach to the chassis. And now I've started to work on the corner. So there's about 5 pieces in this little jigsaw. That piece is now going to go on here, and I've got to put 2 flanges on, and then 2 flanges on, and then shape it around here. So that's the next step. This is the part I cut out. What was left of that corner section, and this is it. Now just finish the corner section and put this edge in here as well, and that's plug welded on the side and seamed round here. A lot stronger than it was, very much stiffer. I just need to get the body back on the chassis to align the chassis plate up, and just to make sure everything's aligned before I finally weld that in.